Welcome to a new Daily Top AskReddit video. Today's topic.
What is a secret that could potentially ruin your life if your family or friends found out? I am not the truck driver they think I am. I own the company. It's a secret because they are insanely financially irresponsible and ridiculously entitled. Would just lower my quality of life and disrupt my peace dealing with them being vultures 25/8. That's great you found a way to protect yourself and still be able to speak to them. Brilliant, dude. Thanks man. I appreciate the positivity. The fact that you said 25/8 instead of 24/7 tells me everything I need to know about how exhausting they already are. Someone caught it. Yay man, they are vultures unfortunately. We all grew up poor, so I really do not know where the entitlement came from. I'm a recovering cocaine addict. Just about to hit 9 months sober. Was addicted from the first time and did it every day for a solid year and a half. Caused immense financial, medical and mental health issues. Quit cold turkey. No one even knows I started. Was very close to not being here if I didn't get my shit together. Proud of you internet stranger, heart, hands, light skin tone. Received a large amount of wealth. Nobody shall ever know aside from my parents, who have successful careers, businesses. Would probably stir up a lot of shit. BC most of them suck at the financial aspect of life. I live like I didn't get a dime. Know that feeling. Hell, my aunt died and left me a small sum from her life insurance policy, only about $2,000, and when my cousin called to tell me part of it was to also ask for some of the money from that life insurance policy, face with rolling eyes. I'm positive if it wasn't for that policy she never would have told me about that death. Sad thing, I know my aunt left a lot of her stuff to her grandkids and I'm 90% sure they didn't see a dime of because of their mother, my cousin. She probably robbed them blind of it all and then still had the nerve to ask for majority of mine as well. BC the life insurance policy pays out directly to you. They had no way to stop it or hide it. Removed. As a millennial who learned that from General X. Thanks guys, I greatly appreciate the fact there's no evidence to my stupidity. I'm married. I come from a Middle Eastern family where I'm expected to get married under Sharia law, which is impossible since my husband is not Muslim. I couldn't care less and married my husband civilly, because why revolve my life around rules I don't abide by anyway? Anyway, since my family still lives in the Middle East and I barely talk to them or see them, I just don't see the point in telling them the truth that we're married so they don't harass me or my husband, or try to sabotage my life. Get it, girl? It's no one's business who you choose to share your life with. I'm doing the same thing with my family. I feel like they wouldn't bring anything good to our relationship. Less drama and stress to deal with by not telling them the truth than to actually hear them saying, when are you gonna get married? When are you having kids? I guess I'm kind of lucky in the sense that my parents would prefer me not to be married, probably because it means they have more control over me, guardianship laws. So if I do happen to talk to them, they don't bother asking me anything. Man, once the ID verification goes live on Reddit, y'all are going to need to come up with new questions. I'm just gonna go outside, dog. Fuck it. Comic I read a while back. We ruined the internet. I'm going back outside. Ah fuck, I forgot we ruined outside too. Quote, if that actually happens, I'll just never post anything here ever again. I'm certainly not linking this account to my ID after 15 years of using it, anonymously. My son's not mine. Possibly, but he is and always will be. I refuse to do a DNA test. His mom admits it's probably not. He's literally sitting right next to me playing video games with his cousin or brother. Wouldn't ruin my life. I just don't want to him have to deal with that. Or brother, she had sex with your brother. Yeah, I caught that too. You're a good man. I hope you know that. From the age of 20 to 30, I had a relationship with someone 41 years older than me. Keys to millennial home ownership. I gotta ask, did the relationship end with their passing? It was self-defense. Switching car insurance didn't save me much. My mom saved like 40% by switch from Allstate to Geico. Even though her Allstate quote had like hundreds of dollars in discounts applied. We did this from Allstate to Progressive this year. Was with Allstate for the last 12 years of my life. Saved $1,400 every 6 months jumping to Progressive. I couldn't believe it. Felt like we were being robbed. For context, I am a guy. When I was a kid, my older brother, older than me by 3 years, used to sexually abuse me and groom me, to the point where I enjoyed it. He and I would experiment with each other often, especially once we were teenagers. This led me to question my sexuality for a while, and got me heavily addicted to porn. Us messing around went on for a bit even after he moved out, though it slowly dwindled to a stop as we got older, we saw each other less, and I got married. This also happened to me but opposite genders. I am female and my sister was older by 6 years, but my experience mirrors yours except emotional abuse and manipulation continued into adulthood and I ultimately cut ties altogether. Sibling sexual abuse is one of the most common types of familial abuse but is rarely talked about due to stigma and shame. You are not alone. Still grappling with my own sibling sexual abuse, and I feel like it is a big, but secret, factor in me being a one-and-done mom. You seem well adapted to telling your story, so I have hope therapy has been involved. Just want to reinforce, enjoyed, as you place in quotes, is a perfectly normal reaction to an abnormal situation. There is no shame in your response. Thank you, your words helped a stranger struggling with shame for the same thing. Have a lovely lifetime. I'm so sorry you had to go through that sad face. Most of my friends and family know I served in combat in Iraq. Some of them know that I was involved in some of the hardest fighting of the whole war. But they have no idea what that experience was like or what kind of person I was back then, and I don't plan for them to ever find out. I went full hippie when I got out. Cut contact with all but one guy from my unit, including my then girlfriend, met and married a liberal hippie chick, got fat, had kids and embraced dadhood. I've mostly kept my immediate family, ex-wife and kids, away from the family I grew up with, and I never even let my kids meet the one guy the first did keep in touch with before he passed, though I regret that one. But 25 Yomi was an honestly horrible person with horrible views who would have been a danger to anyone around him if I hadn't realized how much I legit hated myself when the time to re-enlist came up and my fears of dying as the villain in everyone else's story overcame my desire to stick by my buddies' sides. And I still feel guilty as shit about not re-upping. If no one else says it, this internet stranger is proud of you for growing and learning. Takes a lot to overcome that pressure. Maturity is looking back and being able to realize that you were a completely different person and understanding that isn't you anymore. Thank you for your service. From one vet to another, saluting face. I'm severely depressed and suicidal currently. Apparently it's not normal to have my inner voice giving a constant monologue about how shitty I am and should just end it, best for the wife and kid in the long run. Go figure. Depression lies. It's a monster and a bully. Don't fall for it. I once told a group of friends that everybody should hate themselves a little bit, and their looks after made me think that maybe that should have stayed an inside thought. Same. Every day is a coin flip at this point, and only reason I'm even here still being able to respond to this is that I'm too much of a pussy to go for it. Afraid of the pain I'll feel and the pain I'll cause to the few that still love me. You're damn worth it, brother. Always someone there to talk to that can help you see things clearer. Again, folded hands, light skin tone. If I had a secret like that, I wouldn't put it on Reddit where someone might possibly connect my account back to me and discover it. Yeah, I mean, we already know you're Paul, and you make things, and you use Reddit. That's quite a narrow slice of the total population. But you have a number on your name, so there is probably more than one Paul who makes things. But not too many more. I'm in a very niche area of science, like maybe 300 to 400 people total who do that research. A question about methods was posted in one of the stats subreddits. I saw it, and was like, that's a really interesting problem. I don't know the answer, but you should talk to so-and-so who's currently conducting research in that area. Well, wouldn't you know, so-and-so and that Redditor were the same person. Till my most downvoted comment ever. It went over -2K. Someone was kind enough to send me a DM explaining why I was being downvoted to oblivion. And this was a decade ago, when they didn't have near the user base they have now. That sounds like Reddit in a nutshell, lol. I'm confused, why the downvotes? Like others here, I too have also inherited a large sum of money. I haven't received it yet, but I heard from my heirs attorneys overseas and it will arrive soon. I am very fortunate to find that my uncle was African royalty and had no other family, leaving me the sole heir. So, Mom, I am from the IRS and you owe $1 million in back taxes. You must pay me immediately in $10,000 100 gift cards. MMMMMK, thanks. My uncle cheated on his wife 11 years ago at a wedding we were all at. To this day when I talk to them it's always on the tip of my tongue and the voice in my head says tell her, but obviously it's been so long it wouldn't be fair to her. I was 12 years old and my family knew about it and gaslit me into saying they were just asleep next to each other. You obviously know her better than I do, but if I were her I would want to know. I found out my partner of 8.5 years had been cheating on me the entire time last year. Over the years I had my suspicions and things I saw, but I gaslighted myself and said I was being hypercritical and paranoid. Not saying that telling her is the answer, but also saying that not telling her also isn't the answer. I think I may be really sick, and I don't care. I'm not interested in doing whatever it takes. I'm ready for the long nap. I'm exhausted with everything, despite the fact that I love my family and my job. I'm just tired and sad. I just wanted to tell you that I understand. I wish I had words to encourage you to get the medical help and talk to your family, but I am too aware of all of the reasons you may be choosing not to. At least they to make the best of every day for those who will miss you. Have lunches, long chats, spontaneous adventures, and get your finances in order as best you can. Who knows, you may be around longer than you think, but is any time spent loving those who love us really wasted? It wouldn't ruin my life, but my ex and father of my 2 kids has a daughter that is only 3 months older than our oldest. Nobody in our family knows except for him and I. She looks like our daughter's twin too. This seems quite common. I know a guy that had 2 children within 1 month. Yeah, it's pretty gross tbh lol, and that statement is a reflection on my ex. Should have left him from jump. He told me his ex-GF recently had a miscarriage. Couple years later he showed me a pic on FB of this little girl who looked exactly like ours. And he told me, I don't think she had a miscarriage. Clearly, genius woozy face. Whether his ex lied to him or he lied to me IDK, but according to him his ex doesn't want him involved. It will come to light one day, but it's not my business other than my kids have a half-sister, so zipper mouth face. My half-sister and I were born 4 days apart. Relevant, our birthdays are approximately 9 months after our dads.